Right, okay, this video isn't for those of you who enjoy the feeling of having your liberties taken away and are having an enjoyable experience being locked down. Although I doubt many of those types of people are watching my videos. This video also isn't for the individuals who wholeheartedly believe that lockdowns and severe restrictions on our way of life and infringements on our civil liberties and the general destruction of society and the economy is a good idea. It's not for those individuals either, although, as ever, I would welcome anyone who falls into that particular group and who does think that what's happened this year has been necessary, has been proportionate, has been successful, and that we should continue down that path. I would welcome your views and to hear what you've got to say. I would love to, because I've still not heard a coherent argument from anybody in that camp. This video is for the majority of people, I believe now, in this country who, for one reason or another, have come round to the opinion that something's not right, that they may originally, like myself, have fallen into the trap of believing everything that the government and the media said and happily and dutifully went along with most, if not all, of the rules that came into effect all the way back in March. It may be, so it could be for those people who've changed their mind partially, who've come full circle. I know people in both camps. For people who have a feeling that something's not quite right, or for people who know full well that what is happening to our society and to our world is coming from a place of true darkness and that real danger lies ahead. This video is for you people, and it's for you people who, despite acknowledging that, if you do acknowledge it, are still nonetheless abiding by these tyrannical rules. Now, I say this, and again, I'm going to qualify what I'm saying by acknowledging yet again that the virus is on resurgence in certain parts of the country, in all parts of the country, in other parts of the country, particularly down south at the moment. I acknowledge that. I just want to qualify again that my take on this situation at the moment is one relating to proportion. Has the cure been worse than the disease? And I think the answer emphatically is yes. We hear today, just now, that London is the latest place to go into tier 3. So hospitality and businesses there have been given 36 hours to prepare for that. There is a terrible, narrow-minded groupthink that is informing all of these decisions, and people like me and like you, if you're watching this, aren't involved in those discussions. We don't have a stake, we don't have a democratic stake, we don't have a stake in the conversation around, we're not asked. Therefore, it is up to us to force that change of conversation, to force the media to reflect our views. But in order to do that, I think everybody who falls into the group that I'm talking about now needs to take a good, long, hard look in the mirror. If you realise that something's wrong, you'll know deep down, your intuition will tell you. Your intuition will tell you that the measures that are being put in place and the heartbreaking effects that are playing out across society, if you're aware of them, which if what I'm saying is chiming with you, you will be aware, then you'll also have to come to the acknowledgement that you are complicit in that. Every time you put on one of those masks, you're effectively saying, I know this is wrong, but I'm just going to go along with it because I wish it'd all go away. I don't want the hassle. I want an easy life. Is that good enough? Is that good enough? If you've come to the realisation that what's going on at the moment is unacceptable, is dangerous, is tyrannical, is a threat to us all, and poses a real danger to our civil liberties, to our health, to our way of life, then yes, it's up to you to do something about it. And I feel that I need to say this, because why would you leave it to a small subsection of the population to force that change? Why would you rely on just a small number of people and expect them to be the force that brings all this to an end? Why do you think that you don't have to get involved as well? You know, at what point do you make the acknowledgement that in order for this whole situation to take a turn for the better, that it involves your action as well, whether that be opening up a conversation, being honest in the way you feel, maybe doing a YouTube video, but even more to the point, take off the masks. Take off the masks. I mean, if you are like me, and I know there are a lot of people, I know a lot of them, who've come to realise that it's backward, it's repressive, it's oppressive, it's leading to a zombified society where the sovereignty of the individual is under massive threat, and where we are falling more and more and more into the abyss of state tyranny. That's easy for the state, the government, to impose on its population if they're telling them to put a rag over their face so they all look the same, and to go out and they're all doing it, isn't it? If you think about it. I need to tell you where this is all ultimately going to end up, because history teaches us it always ends up, always, the same. When you have a unlimited amount of government power, a fearful population who is standing by and allowing evil to take place under their noses, even though they are aware of what is going on is wrong, where they sacrifice their own individuality in order to have an easy life, in order for somebody else to bail them out, where they are complicit in an ideology of fear, paranoia, division. Here's where it ends up. It ends up either with war or with mass murder and genocide. That's where it ultimately ends up, and that can happen quicker than you think. Some people would say, and I would support this argument to a degree, that genocide is already taking place and has taken place, not just in the UK, but across the world. The other issue I have with this is, if you know it's wrong, at what point do you come to the realisation that you're going to personally suffer as well when there is no health service for you, when the police come knocking on your door to arrest you? It's at that point then that you'll wish you would have discarded the face mask and put up with the short-term feeling of being uncomfortable, of standing out. It's at that point then you'll wish with all your heart that you would have followed through with your intuition and showed the courage that is necessary right now. For millions of people who I know I'm talking to right now, I'm not talking to them directly because they don't see the video, but millions of people falling into this category. It's time for everybody to show leadership, to show courage, to show their individuality. Take the godforsaken face masks off. Start being more vocal. Start being more brave. Realise your part in this. Realise that none of this is possible without the involvement of you, the compliance of you, and the involvement and compliance of millions of other people like you who realise that it's wrong, who realise that there's no balance to the conversation, who realise that there is terrible, disproportionate suffering going on across society, and that those people who are suffering haven't been given any media exposure, aren't having the relevant resources diverted their way, and are terribly lonely, heartbroken, suffering, scared little children, scared old people by themselves in care homes. That's not just the government and the media who have to take responsibility for that, it's all of us. Don't get me wrong, I can do more and I aim to do more, but there has to be a basic level of, no, enough is enough. Do what's right. You know what's right, do it. make the sacrifice and do what your heart and your gut and your instinct is telling you is the right thing. Okay, that's my message for this evening, and I'll speak to you soon. Please let me know if you have any comments. Please let me know what you think about what I've said. Okay, bye bye.